Hello, Linwood Lions. Welcome back. I'm going to read another story from the same Mercy Watson series. This book is called Mercy Watson Fights Crime. Now, this book, we get introduced to a new character, and he actually has his own book. And he is a very little man with big, big dreams. So I hope you're excited to meet our new character. And this is Mercy Watson to the Rescue, again from Kate D. Camillo, my favorite children's author, and illustrations by Chris Van Dusen. Chapter 1. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson have a pig named Mercy. Each night they sing the pig to sleep, then they go to bed. "Good night, my dear," said Mr. Watson. "Good night, my darling," said Mrs. Watson. "Oink," says Mercy. Most nights, Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy all sleep soundly in their beds. But there was one night when they did not. Are you ready? Chapter 2. Leroy Ninker was a small man. He was a small man with big dreams. Leroy Ninker wanted to be a cowboy. But in the meantime, he was a thief. He was a thief in the kitchen at 54 Deckawoo Drive. Leroy Ninker was robbing the Watsons. There he is. I believe his book is called Leroy Ninker Saddles Up. Kate D. Camillo wrote a series of the characters from each of these books. From the series, they have their own book, which is really cool. They're called Tales from Deckawoo Drive. That's the street that they live on. "Yippee-I-O," sang Leroy. "Everything must go." He grabbed a hold of the toaster. He pulled it across the countertop. Screech went the toaster. "Shh," said Leroy. He tossed the toaster into his bag. Clank went the toaster. "Shh," said Leroy again. I'm making so much noise. My dog wants to say hello. She wants to go play. Chapter 3. Screech! Mercy woke up. Screech was the sound of the toaster when it was being pulled across the kitchen counter. Mercy Watson loved toast. She particularly loved toast with a great deal of butter on it. So what does she think is happening? Does she think that someone is robbing them? Or does she think that maybe Mrs. Watson is making toast for her? Mercy got out of bed. She perked up her ears. She listened. She heard Mr. Watson snoring. She heard Mrs. Watson snoring. Who was downstairs making toast? Mercy went to the top of the stairs. She looked down into the darkness. Clank went the toaster. Clank went the toaster was the sound when clang was the sound the toaster made when Mrs. Watson turned it upside down and cleaned out all the crumbs. Somebody was making toast. Mercy went down the dark, dark steps. She headed for the kitchen. Chapter 4. Leroy Ninker grabbed the blender. He grabbed the clock, he grabbed the cookie jar. "Yippee-I-O," he sang as he worked. "In you go." He grabbed the juicer, he grabbed the teapot, he grabbed the waffle iron. And then Leroy Ninker heard a noise. He turned around. "Yippee-I," sang Leroy. Uh-oh. Just want to make sure you can see all the picture. Chapter 5. Mercy looked around. She did not see the toaster. She did not see the bread. She did not see the butter. Instead, Mercy saw a little man wearing a big hat. He was not making toast. Mercy was very disappointed. She was also very tired. She yawned. Good pig, said the man. He nodded. Mercy lay down. She yawned again. Nice pig, said the little man. Mercy closed her eyes. Yippee-i-oh, the man sang softly. Off to sleep you go. Chapter 6. That there, whispered Leroy, is a big pig. He reached into his shirt pocket. He pulled out a butter barrel candy. He wrapped the candy and put it in his mouth. Leroy thought, it might be a good idea for this cowboy to hit the trail. Or in other words, to go. He picked up his bag. He stopped. Ah, shucks, said Leroy. The pig was blocking his way. There's no room to go around the pig. There's no room to go under the pig. Guess I gotta go over him. Leroy stepped forward. He flung one leg over the sleeping pig. The pig moved. Leroy Ninker froze. Chapter 7. Mercy woke up. Oink, she said. Easy now, said a voice. Mercy looked out of the corner of her eye. The little man was on her back. Mercy stood up. Steady, girl, said the little man. Mercy shook herself. The little man slid forward. Wow there, he said. Mercy smelled something. What was it? Butter. Mercy looked around the kitchen. No bread, no toaster, and she definitely smelt butter. Maybe someone next door was making sugar cookies. Oink, said Mercy. She galloped out the front door. She galloped toward the Lincoln sisters' house. Yippee-i-oh, shouted Leroy. Away we go. Those of you who have watched my first read aloud, do you remember who the Lincoln sisters are? Turn to whoever you're reading with or watching this video with and share the two names of the Lincoln sisters. Did you get it? Chapter 8. Upstairs at 54 Deckaroo Drive, Mrs. Watson woke up. Mr. Watson, she said. Said Mr. Watson. Did you hear a noise? Said Mrs. Watson. What sort of noise, dear? A yippee-i-oh sort of noise, said Mrs. Watson. No, I didn't hear a yippee-i-oh sort of noise, said Mr. Watson. You were dreaming, my dear. I was, said Mrs. Watson. You were, said Mr. Watson. Go back to sleep. Mrs. Watson got out of bed. I think I'll go and check on Mercy, and then I'll go back to bed. Excellent, mumbled Mr. Watson. A top-notch plan, my dear. Mr. Watson started to snore. Chapter 9. Inside the Lincoln sisters' house, baby Lincoln woke up. She went into her sister Eugenia's room. Sister, wake up, baby said. There's somebody outside making a yippee-i-oh kind of noise. Did you have pie before bed again? Asked Eugenia. I did not, said baby. I think you did, said Eugenia. I did not, said baby. Go back to your room immediately, said Eugenia. Oh, there's our characters, baby and Eugenia Lincoln. Yes, sister, said baby. Baby went back to her room. She got in her bed. She heard another yippee-i-oh. Oh dear, said baby. I wish I had not eaten that pie. Uh-oh, did she lie to her sister? And then you can see it on the nightstand. And that's where we're gonna stop for now. Check out part 2 that will be up shortly.